Hello guys, welcome back to Garage Football. It's our live watch along for England versus Poland, the 2022 World Cup qualifier at Wembley Stadium. Team news is in and the players are about to come out. John's with us again. Thanks John for joining us, mate. I'll just run you through the lineup quickly. Only one change for England for the game on Sunday against Albania. So Nick Pope still in goal. Back four of Walker, Maguire, Stones, and one change is Chilwell in for Luke Shaw. Midfield three of Phillips, Rice, and Mount, and then the front three of Foden, Kane, and Raheem Sterling. So, John, thanks for joining us, mate. And what are your thoughts on that lineup?
You're welcome, mate. It's good to be back here again. And what I said to you on Thursday night is completely prevalent now. I was saying to see about how Rice and Phillips get on with each other, and we saw that with the last game. And I thought they played well. It's not that change you're talking about. It's not surprising in any shape or form. Mallow trouble, and Jake's here as well, Alligator. It was understandable. I mean, I only caught the second half because I was watching the Formula One on Sunday. But I thought we played well. Some really, really good containment football. Don't agree with what Mitchell was saying in the live chat. Was saying about he's a charlatan of a manager. Southgate, I don't. He's a mouthpiece for the FA, of course, but at the same point, he's done a better lineup than we've seen for a long, long time, and long may that continue.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get the balance right, Southgate, which is obviously good to see ahead of the Euros this year. So for anyone watching, please subscribe to Garage Football if you're new, and leave thoughts, comments, suggestions, etc. Score predictions in the live chat, and we'll bring those up as we go along. So the national anthems have been sung. So quickly, John, what are your score predictions? Obviously, Poland, they've got some decent players, but Lewandowski is their star player is out. Good news for England, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the Polish lineup, but I take it Fabianski's not in goal, so that's an added bonus for.
Well, they've got Szczesny in goal, so he's not a bad.
Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. So yeah, again, a fantastic goalkeeper. But from a West Ham perspective, that's good. That means he's going to be properly rested. But at the same point, I genuinely wanted to see Fabianski play tonight. See what damage we can do from an England perspective against him, and because everybody and we all wax lyrical about how good of a goalkeeper he is, but we don't really get to see it all that often for the Poland games. So but at the end of the day, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the midfield battle. That's all it's going to be for the lot of the time. It's going to be Mason Mount, Kane helping out in midfield again like he was on Sunday. And or even defence at some points that he was doing as well. So yeah, I think we're up for a good clash, and also for that matter, mate, I'm actually going to be watching it live with you because my TV aerial's been behaving. I can't watch it in HD, but I can actually watch it in digital now. So yeah, I won't be. I'll be celebrating the same time as you, rather than 30 seconds behind you like I was on last week.
That's always good. Dennis, who's been on a couple of watch-alongs, will be joining us as well. But just gone to an ad break, ITV, so I'll kick off in a couple of minutes. But yeah, I think, obviously it did be a tough test tonight, certainly in comparison to San Marino and Albania to a certain extent on Sunday. So, but Poland are not the side they were a few years ago when they had obviously Lewandowski. If he was fit tonight, it would have been a tougher test. But if they had him and Błaszczykowski as well, so they're both not in the team. So, but this still be a tough test. They've got Bednarik at Southampton at the back in defence, and he's pretty decent. So, and obviously Szczesny in goal. So, and they've got if you look through their squad, they've got a number of players in the top leagues, Lokomotiv Moscow and Sampdoria. Marseille, all those kind of guys. So, they've got decent pedigree, their players. And they've always given England a tough test, whether it's in qualifiers or at tournaments. So, I'm expecting the same again, but I expect England to win. I'm going to go 2-0 England tonight.
I think it'll be a bit of a close one. I mean, Rick was saying in the live chat, he was saying about 2-1. I was thinking possibly a 1-0. But no, that'd be it. It'd be. I mean, to be honest with you, I only really know Chesney, obviously, from his Arsenal days, and Piatek as well. Everybody else, I don't recognise in any shape or form. So it'd be interesting to see what happens on this. But yeah, well, nice to see we're playing in white properly this time for the home game.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so the players are just taking the knee, and we'll be getting underway shortly.
And I like that touch from is it Swiderski just then putting his finger up on the respect.
Yeah, very good.
I like that. That's good.
All right, we are underway.
Yep.
Come on, boys. So yeah, let's make it 3 out of 3. I do expect England to win tonight, but if Lewandowski was fit, then I'd fear, not fear for other defenders, but they've got to be switched on. They still have to be, obviously, tonight, and
completely
goal as well. But obviously, you take a world-class striker out of any side, if you take Kane out of this England side, for example. So it would have been nice for Kane against Lewandowski, to the best number 9s in world football. But but unfortunately, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, it was as I say, it's just going to be. We've got to be on. I mean, regardless, mate, of who we're playing, be it.
Oh, we lost the ball. Stone's taking chances there. He's kept the ball.
I mean, it's good. It's good that we're lining up with a front 3 to match their 3-4-3 formation. It's good from that side of things. Let me.
Yes, that'd be a big miss for obviously playing and Bayern Munich as well. So yeah, thanks. Yeah. But even so, they've still got some decent players in Poland. So they're inside the top 20 of the world ranking. So
absolutely.
Whatsoever. But in the last time we played Poland in the qualifiers, things it might be for the 2014 World Cup. I think like when Steven Gerrard was still playing. So that's
probably right, actually, mate. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I've read that just on the previews and stuff. Our record's decent against them. But managed by Paulo Sousa, who's managed I think Swansea, QPR, and Leicester, I think, from before. So he's
not being rude, but lesser teams at the time, weren't they? Unfortunately,
I suppose. But
at the same point, like you're saying a few seasons ago, a few tournaments back, I should say, Poland were a strong side, and the only one that really has really stayed with it in there now is Chesney, because obviously goalkeepers can go a lot longer than outfield players. But at the same point, you can never take anybody for granted. I mean, we didn't take San Marino for granted. We could have absolutely annihilated them, and 4-0 sounds like an annihilation, but it really wasn't. We could have, when we were talking about it, we could have had about 6 or 7 that night.
Yeah, and I think the way we control things against Albania was good to see. You see some fans on Twitter saying we should be smashing them, but I mean that's just Sofa. That's just nice.
No, you can say it, mate. You can say it. Sofa supporters, man. Plastics, you can say it.
Crosses it in. That's well cleared. We've just see the opposition and don't read much into who you're playing and stuff. So.
Great ball from Rice there to give it to Kane. Really good ball from him.
Yeah,
great thinking straight away.
Yeah, bright start by England. No chances, obviously, but good to see we're keeping the ball.
Yep.
And Mount's been a shining star these last couple of games, and I expect him to contribute again. Sterling's lost the ball there, unfortunately.
What are your thoughts on Sterling over the last couple of games?
Decent enough. I thought, San Marino obviously got the goal, obviously a bit by deflection, and I think it's just similar to how he's been for City. He's been okay, but not quite reaching the heights as he has last few seasons. But he's still contributing in different ways. So I've got no worries about Sterling whatsoever. For me, he's still one of the first names on the team sheet, I have to say, from a point of view. If he can score, get an assist, then great. But I think his runs from out to in and getting defenders to mark him and drag them out of position is still vital, especially if we're trying to move the ball quickly and stuff. Obviously, he's got that speed as well. So I've got no problems with Raheem as well.
I mean, I know there are some people that are saying that he's not pulling his weight as much as he used to, which I can kind of see to a degree, more specifically for City rather than for England. But agreed, yeah. For England, it's. I mean, we were having this conversation the other, last week. In terms of players like Maguire, for example, don't think he cuts it for Man United. I don't think he's all that good. But for England, he's a very, very good centre back.
Yeah, no, totally are. Yeah, echo what you've said there, and we mentioned about a number of players, even going back from like Danny Welbeck, for example, better for England than he was for Arsenal and Man United, and I think Jordan Pickford has proven that he's better, for England. Obviously, we saw that at the World Cup with his heroics against Colombia in the shootout, and even in the Nations League against Switzerland, for example, in the third, fourth place game. So, as long as they play well for England, I couldn't really care. That's what they do at club level. You know what I mean? This is a good question from you, Sterling or Rashford. Well, I mean, I think they both play. To be honest with you.
Well, it depends on the context, because Yusuf hasn't given his context as to why he's asking that question. But in terms of which is the better one out of the two, they're two totally different players. We can't really different styles of play. So you can't really choose one of them in terms of. I mean, Rashford, in terms of an England performance, I think Sterling gets chosen every point. But at the same time, I'd like to see Rashford play.
Yeah.
Be a very good be a very, very good performance from him. But at the same point, does he get in over the likes of Sterling? Does he get in over the likes of Kane? Does he get in? Do you know what I mean? It's just Rashford. Yeah. No, you don't. The whole point of it. The whole point of England, and one of the things that I love about Southgate is he's going back to, you pick the cream of the crop. You don't pick the names.
Pick the replacement form. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that's one of the spots. In Southgate's 11, that's up for grabs. Obviously, Kane's got a certain start. You'd probably say Sterling is a certain start, but it's the other wide position. Who's gonna play there? You've got Rashford, Grealish come back from injury. Obviously you got the likes of Foden and Mount, who are both playing tonight. But would they play deeper, for example? So, but yeah, that's a great option to have, mate. And I think we've got a lot more options than we did at the World Cup, definitely. Yeah. So. No.
I think it's really inspired having Foden out on the attacking right. I think that's a really, really good idea. Really good idea. Just purely for one reason or another, we only really see him out on the left for City. So see what he's like out on the right. I mean, at the end of the day, from a qualifying perspective, we've been perfectly fine for the last two games, and we got.
Just who was that?
And exactly,
he's proving
my point. Just proving my point. It's just the fact that it's good to see what he can do, and it's an intelligent run from him. Just seeing the replay, gets nobody around him.
Yeah, just
showing his young brain, unfortunately. But anybody else would have jumped a little bit earlier than that to get a bit of a dip down on it. But at the same time,
to be fair to him, John, he's not the tallest. Foden.
No, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he could have got it a little bit higher up than that, but at the same point, he's what 18, 19. So
yeah,
good. No, fair play to him. Foden, I absolutely love. I really, really rate him.
Yeah, good move. Good play by Mount for the first time in these last two games. Poland the forward now, though.
That was dangerous. That was dangerous.
Yeah. That's the thing. They're going to create more opportunities, and obviously San Marino. That was a training game, and to a certain extent, Albania and. On Sunday, because Albania had one chance in the first half, and that was kind of it. Poland obviously they've got quality all over the pitch, so you'd expect them to create more chances. Now we've got to be aware of that.
Absolutely, and likewise, they've literally just proven what you were talking about, hitting us on the counter attack, and nobody really going for the ball, just trying to keep pace with them, and it's a dodgy decision to do that. To be fair, but. We're not even 10 minutes into the game yet, so I can understand why they were able to come through in the way they did. But it was great defensive play. At the same point, everybody buzzing around in and around the box to try and shut them down as quickly as possible. But a better striker out there like Lewandowski, for example, if he was playing, that's a goal.
Well, Mount's done well. There is Sterling.
Yep. Over to Foden again.
Oh, well played. Yeah, that's a good thing about obviously Foden on the right. He's left-footed and he can cut in. Obviously, Sterling is on the right. Inverted and stuff. It's good to see.
Nice little run from him now. To be fair, that's not foul for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, goes down a bit easy there.
Yeah.
Well, offside's been given. Good high line by England's defence. Yeah, positive opening 9.5 minutes, I'd say.
I mean, no disrespect to the opponent, because I mean, yeah, come on, Phil, you can stand your feet on that one. Come on, you're not playing for City now, son.
That's not fair in years,
mate. That's a Premier League. That's a penalty. Do you know what I mean? But
that's a red card, mate. No.
But it is, it's. No disrespect to Poland, but that they are a very, very good attacking side. But as you said at the start, we've got to be switched on the entire time, and for that counter attack, we just switched off for a few seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, I mean, this England defence, and then Nick Pope's barely touched it, and apart from maybe goal kicks in the past 2 games. So
exactly,
all of them got to be wary.
What do you reckon, mate? Would you give a 5.0, 6.0 for that Sterling dive then? Hello, Dan.
I'll give it a 5.1.
I'll be honest,
I don't think I've seen it yet. I'm at 9:38 on the ITV player. So
okay.
And me and John are watching it live, so you'll be the.
I'll be the reviewer. I'll be VAR in this situation.
Yeah, exactly.
And let's go to Dan for the match reaction.
Yeah. Well, apologies for being late. We had what I like to call I live in it again. Angus is if he's watching Dennis Bingo. I live in a shared house, and there's what I like to call kitchen congestion when you're waiting to use the cooker to cook your dinner.
Those for the days.
If you're very creative like me, I made a Thai red curry and had two what we call them Tupperware things for lunch next 2 days. So money saving expert, mate.
Right.
But yeah.
What do you make of the opening sort of 10-11 minutes, Dennis? From what
I've only watched the last minute of it, mate. I'll be honest, I've only just tuned in after I made sure I had it up and running before I joined. But yeah,
fair enough. Yeah, no, I think with I'm sure the job will go look decent England. Sort of a half chance you probably say from Foden. It was good build-up play between Mount and Chilwell with the cross, and Foden was unmarked, but the ball was just above him. And his header went over. But
Foden just offside then, just slightly offside.
But no, looking decent, I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean Mason Mount is playing out of his skin. I haven't, he always does, to be fair, but he's done some decent balls already. I mean that ball over to Foden was perfect just then.
I'll ask you guys, and you guys, anyone watching as well, leave your thoughts in the live chat. I mean, I think Mason gets a ridiculous amount of unnecessary stick. I don't know why that is, because he was good for Lampard last season. He's been good for Chelsea this season, and for Thomas Tuchel as well. He's played well for England for a decent amount of time now. I don't know why he gets so much stick for some reason. Same reason
why Rice gets stick, mate. That people don't know their play. Simple as that. I mean, you look at Rice's stats for the Albania game; it's unbelievable. 94% complete. Completed passes and everything like that. It was just, his stats are huge. I mean,
because he doesn't do because he doesn't do like Rabonas and his name.
Exactly.
I know he's not watching, but I say this to my mate Seamus about Rooney all the time, and I think Rice at the minute is having I'm not comparing to him, but I think the reputation. If he was Italian, Spanish, or French, we would revere him. Like Rooney, like people revere Francesco Totti at Italy. I know they're different types of player, but the scoring rate, like Totti had some crap seasons scoring wise, but his overall play was brilliant. As I said, I think what is the difference between Rice and Sandro Tonelli?
Exactly, but Bill, I mean, me and Bill have had this conversation. I wouldn't say frequently, but we do pretty much every time we do talk. We get into this conversation. I've always said right from the start that Rice is a fantastic player, Mount is a fantastic player, but because they're not, Dennis, you're absolutely right, mate. Is because they're not flashy, because they're not. It's the same reason why Noble gets so much criticism for going left and right and back, because he's not flashy. You don't have to. You're not. It's not FIFA. It's not P. It's not PES. You just do what you have to do. Don't be. You don't.
Can I just interject there, John? Did you just call it PES?
Yeah.
Oh, second.
I'm not going to say Pro Evo because that sounds worse.
Pro Evo or PES. Don't call it PES.
Yes,
Seamus calls it PES. There's a great, again, quick anecdote. There's a great, years ago, we were playing Pro Evo 6, and I was absolutely caning my mate, so he resorted to just getting all his players sent off, so defaulted to a 3-0 win. And I'm crap at computer games, but I was just destroying him. I think I was 7-0 up as Holland. and he got all the players sent off, so it defaulted to a 3-0 win. And when I was like, oh yeah, what a shit house, he goes, I think this was back when like you Snapchatted everything. My mate Snapchatted him shouting at me, I don't know how to play PES. And that became infamous of like PES. What are you talking about?
I can't call it PES because that just reminds me of the American candy machine. So I'm not calling it that. No, I hate the term Pro Evo. So we've got that as well. So shut up, man. But you know. But honestly, this is the fact that we've got generations of people that are so used to seeing, like you're saying, Dennis, about players doing Rabonas and playing flashy football on FIFA, that if you're not being flashy, you're a shit player. No.
Yeah, but I think that's what made Rooney so good. Because when did you see him do double step overs and things like that? He just kept going, he was just efficient and incredible at keeping the game simple and doing those to an amazingly high level rather than doing things that he can't do.
I mean, for example, for talking about a striker like Rooney, that was close. That was very close. But we, I mean, how many times did we see Dean Ashton or Rooney doing an overhead kick in comparison to Allaire trying it every other week? You don't have to be this. You don't have to be flashy. And this is what I hate about the modern football supporter.
It goes back to that, the classic, Ronnie Moran. The Liverpool fans be able to say great days. Ronnie Moran, when he was the coach in the 90s, he'd tell likes of Jamie Carragher, well, don't do what you're good at. Don't, if you can't kick with your left foot,
basically.
Yeah, if you can't kick with your left foot, well, don't worry about it. Focus on your right foot, getting that better.
Exactly.
It was like anecdote Rio has of his debut, where they heard about all this flashy, this great ball playing centre back, and the first thing he does is kick it in a rosette. First thing he does, kicks it in a rosette. Close out a game. No nonsense.
Was that a particular player, Dennis, or just
that was Rio? Rio himself did it.
Rio, right, yeah.
Yeah, Rio Ferdinand said when he came on, everyone's talking about this guy, like this ball-playing, holding mid centre back, like it's going to be the future of the game. And the first thing he does within about 8 seconds of coming on is on the touchline, just hoof it into Rosette and then run back to position.
On his West Ham debut.
On his West Ham debut, he did it on BT Sport.
Oh right, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. No, I think every player, no matter where you're from, just focus on your strengths. That makes you. I mean, you can try and be. Would you rather be an average player who's well rounded and balanced, or like the top players, but you've got certain weaknesses, but your strengths are so much. I mean, why do you think Alan Shearer scored so many goals? His right foot must have been best in his era, and his left foot was decent, obviously, as well. But his right foot, he worked on that ridiculous amount of training.
Yeah.
So,
go on, Sterling.
Cool, mate. Pass it.
Oh, was that a penalty?
It's a penalty.
Give it Deckers.
Well, that's interesting.
Oh, it's a foul by who's number 14? Hellick.
Yeah,
good play. He gets it in opponent's third, takes on a couple of defenders.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'd say it is from just the replay. Stops and then goes again.
I mean, to be fair, to be honest with you, playing devil's advocate for a second, Sterling's 3/4 of the way down before he touches him anyway. So he's anticipating the contact, but it's not a play for the ball in any shape or form. So it is right. It is
such a poor challenge as well. He wasn't going to be able to get a shot or goal.
Exactly
at tight angle. But his captain Harry Kane about to step up against.
It's what I call a FIFA penalty in that it's given every time in FIFA, and you get annoyed about it.
So we go. Kane, top left. Yeah.
Yes.
Are we talking about that England record?
Mm-hmm.
England 1-0 up and finally deserved. 18 minutes gone.
The shooting boots might be on the other foot, though, Bill.
If that was a Premier League, that'd have to be taken again because Chesney's off his line.
I think if it goes in, it doesn't matter. If it goes in, no one cares.
I hate that rule. I hate that rule. That both feet have got to be on the line before the ball's kicked. I hate that rule. It's ridiculous. You can't do it. It's physically impossible.
It's like with Dudek, when Dudek in the Champions League final, he was like halfway. He was 3 yards out at the beginning.
Which I know is quite ironic for me because Bill, when we did the North London derby, the amount of times I was saying the goalkeeper should have stayed on his line. It really winds me up when the goalkeeper's like 5 yards out and the player's about 2 yards in front of him. But from a penalty perspective, you have to have that half a second ability to try and get for the ball. Otherwise, you just might as well just stand still.
Yeah, just I'm sure we're a bit frustrated, to be kind of lads, of some of the rules that have come into football the last 5 years or so.
It all started when you got like, was it booking for taking your shirt off? That was when it.
Yeah.
That was the beginning.
And being booked for jumping into the crowd and celebrating. It's just.
And then Freddie Picquion does both.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
Fuming about that when that happened.
But that's the whole point. Football is an emotional sport. Always has been and it always will be, regardless of them trying to turn it into Sabutio. It is literally. It's always you're gonna get.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Some of these players get 10 grand for scoring a goal. You'd fucking celebrate like that if you knew you get an extra 10 grand in your bank packet.
But there's it was like the famous one, Euro 2012, where Nicholas Bentner got a bloody massive fine for showing off them Paddy Power boxes.
Oh yeah.
But then when I think it was Croatia, had a section of the crowd doing some Nazi signs or something. They got like a smaller fine.
They got fined less.
They got a smaller fine. It's like, well, there's your priorities there, UEFA.
Unauthorized advertising is more unobtainable than racism. There you go. Boom.
Exactly. Poland got a free kick though. This right hand side. Got to be aware, England, and obviously Nick Pope in the goal as well.
They use
comes in.
Well done by Klein.
That's a bad free kick, I've got to say.
That is poor, but he read it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly.
Did, Just gotta say, I'm not gonna say who it is because you won't know simple fact, but it's too funny not to say. One of my mates has just messaged me saying, "Can't believe Tadic isn't playing." Let that sink in for a second.
He's Serbian.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
This fucker goes on about how much he's a good player and football manager. You must have seen that flag at least 1 million times.
Oh, that reminds me, guys. Garth Crooks, when he's like his infamous like team of the week, he put a few years ago that why isn't James Morrison, who was at West Brom at the time in the England squad, he's Scottish. We played about 30 games for Scotland at the time.
Because he's Morrison's grandson, though, isn't he? He's Van Morrison's grandson, isn't he?
I
don't know, is he?
I could have sworn he said that.
I always used to make the joke about getting him mixed up with a singer.
Because I remember
James Morrison. There was a singer called James Morrison. He was really big in the mid 2000s.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to sing his hits.
It was, the brown-eyed girl bloke.
I know who you're talking about.
Honestly, he did an interview with the BBC, I think it was. And he was asked one of the questions, so what's this Morrison? He said, yes, he's my great uncle or he's my granddad or something like that.
Fair enough. But yeah, go on, Dennis.
Scottish singer. There was a Scottish singer called James Morrison. I think he's Scottish anyway. And it was like him and Paolo Nutini were like.
He's
him and Paolo Nutini were like always getting mixed. People getting them mixed up and stuff like that in like the early to mid 2000s. So that was. They don't look alike at all, but they do both have long brown hair and are quite tall. So that's some similarities.
And the music's very similar,
Yeah.
Both
similar genre of just like, ballady love songs with powerful lyrics.
Both very good. Yeah. I do like them.
But still, to go back is that, my mate has just texted me and he's now deleted the message because we've all booked him for it. Like, can't believe Tadic isn't playing. And now he's trying to be like, I was being edgy. And I was like, no, you genuinely for a minute thought Tadic was Polish.
Either that or he's watching this and he's just heard you ripping into him, so he deleted it.
No. Like I said, as much as what I say is just to entertain 4 people that may or may not be watching, that I don't think this lot will be watching. The only person watching that might know me is Charles or Angus, but I don't know if they're watching it. Charles is probably eating a takeaway or something.
That's a good thing from that Polish play, given the throw into Pope. That's a good move. That.
But no, right. Obviously England, and this is the third game out of 3 in this international break, and it's certainly gone better than the under-21s who've been knocked out of the under-21s championship.
What was it? They were 1-0 up at one point. What was the result at the end?
Yeah, England were 2-0 up and going through, and then Croatia scored in the first minute of stoppage time.
So they went out on goal difference, was it? Or
or whatever the rule are. I think it's goal. It might have been goal difference or results against. I think it was goal difference. Yeah,
that's a shame.
But not surprised. We've said before. We said on the last one, San Marino.
Yeah.
Where you got Adi Boothroyd in charge. I mean, what do you expect?
I experienced 3 seasons of watching Adi Boothroyd play football at school, and I think the only point I didn't make on the thing, I think because it came in the middle of a goal, and I forgot about it afterwards, was like we'd sign players. What would sign players, and they would improve the team for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly be trained out of what made them good, and be reverting to the Adi Boothroyd long ball. And like John Eustace when he first joined Watford, was like a wizard compared to what they were used to watching. Like, this guy was technically gifted, and then within a minute, well, not within a minute, within like 5 games, he's just hoofing it out to the wing every time.
God,
trying to find Don Cowie or Joby McAnuff.
Yeah. But I mean, that's two tournaments in a row. England under-21 has been knocked out of group stage. You look at the players who've had in this tournament, and the last one as well. It was scary. And
I mean, they're handicapped with their keeper, but that can't be helped.
No, but Dennis, the attacking players.
I know. I'm just having a dig at Ramsdale for the sake of having a dig at Ramsdale.
But he's got to go.
Being edgy again, mate. Yeah.
He said it's an impossible job, Adi Boothroyd. It is if you play outdated tactics. It is.
As I said, as much as I do take witness that an England 21 job, there's a lot of pressure and it is a tough job. But that man would take PSG to 8th place.
I was thinking more 10th, really. But
whoa. Standing in the box.
Raheem
bluffs it.
Oh no. Was it Mount coming in there?
You can see his stutter in there, man. It's just he didn't know what to do.
I think he was caught in 2 minds whether to play in back post Foden or take the shot, and in the end it just fell to nothing. I have to see that again on the replay, but another opportunity for England.
Well, Dennis will be able to tell us when he sees it in a few seconds.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to you, Dennis, for your reaction to this build-up.
Well, I don't know what I'm waiting for here. The minute Poland have the ball, Bednarek has it. Plays out wide.
Sterling running into the box.
Cool.
Should come up any second now, by the sounds of things.
Yeah. Mount has it into the box. Yeah, needs to square it. What? Oh, if he only had to do square it to Mount. All he had to do was square it to Mount. It's reverse of Kane needing to square it to Sterling. Oh dear.
I know, because it was the Foden, because Mount got the rebound on it and tried to strike it.
Foden was one waiting, I think, and then But yeah, well, it's just the positive signs though. It's getting forward, players in the box. Good to see.
Yes, mate. I mean, I was going to say earlier is that look, if we do slug out a tough goalless draw here, with the way the group's gone so far, that's not bad.
Great.
It's all for like, oh yeah, England always do well in the qualifiers, not the tournament. You've got to get there, and Poland are the only team that are of any real pedigree. The Hungarians look pretty good against Poland, but they could have just been having a good game.
Yeah, I've said to JP before we started, this Poland side are not as strong as they were when they had Lewandowski's still in this squad, but he's not in the team.
Their time was 2016, and then they choked at the 2018 World Cup. Euro 2016, they should have knocked Portugal out.
Yeah,
gone to the semis. Portugal. That was I seem to say, look up the definition of shithouse in the dictionary, and you'll see Portugal Euro 2016. That was the definition of shithouse. Like everything about that. And again, one of my mates, he had again, he Snapchat going in the background. You hear his sister, and there's nothing about football. Goes, you know what?
Again.
Come on!
No, he's looking for that. He's looking for that.
I think he's doing it for another pen. But
he's looking for that completely. That's a WWE dive he's just done then, man. It's just literally
Tell you what, Sterling's been on fire. We were saying JP, like he's Sterling's form has been decent, but not as it's been last couple of seasons. But in this opening half hour, he's been our best player.
He's certainly been the most attacking out of the lot, that's for sure. But yeah, he's just second guessing himself all the time now.
And we're just seeing that chance, John. Yeah. He had to find. Yeah, should have passed it a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
Foden was free.
If he passes it there,
ridiculous.
But no, he's looking good in good form, Sterling. So keep giving him the ball.
Yeah,
but they can't handle him.
But yeah, he should have either tried to shoot it straight under the goalkeeper's leg, or like we're saying, pass it to Foden and that's in.
Yeah.
Either way,
there's two chances we've had to make it 2-0. We've got to take the third one.
Yeah.
The next one we get, we've got to take it. Otherwise,
absolutely.
Poland may not have Lewandowski, but they've still got good players on the pitch.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've got to take advantage. Obviously, it's been disrupted. Poland with, as you say, the Lewandowski injury, and they have a COVID. A couple of players with COVID, so we've got to take advantage. Shoot! Ooh. Oh, what a save, Szczesny! Great save.
And just a few seconds before that, Lee Dixon was saying exactly what we've just said, that he was passing it to Foden too late. Sterling was just literally just said it just now.
Yeah, exactly.
And we now know the Daily Mail will have their headlines sorted out, mate. Don't worry.
Good flick by Mount was to set up Kane. Not for the first. Oh, it might be Foden. Sorry, Foden. That was the flick. But no, all the front three were in. Been plenty of touches of the ball. Foden, Kane, and Sterling. So that's a good sign.
Yeah, we're not reading that properly.
It was a poor ball by Sterling, personally.
It's a combination of both, to be fair, because Sterling's done it too late, and Chilwell's not aware that he's doing it. So it's a bit of a combination of both. But no, as I say, I mean, you guys know how much. Bill, you know from when we were talking about it on Thursday, how much I rate you. I think he's a really, really good player.
Yeah. Well, I think this left back spot, and you could say the right back, it's going to be hard to pick out of Chilwell and Shaw.
Yeah.
Well, it's like there's articles out, people saying, "Oh, Cresswell's being overlooked," but I think Shaw and Chilwell are just a cut above them. Sorry, take the glass hat off.
100%.
We cut above.
Yeah.
You see this is the problem when we see our own supporters week in week our own players week in week out. Walker, good ball.
Szczesny punches it out. We're just wave after wave from an England point of view. This is great. Yeah. Just got to get the second goal.
But because we watch domestic football more than we watch other teams, then people are going to say, why isn't Cresswell being played being picked for England? Because he's been playing better than he has been for the last season or so. But at the same point, Chilwell, Walker, you name it, are better.
And also, he's playing at his best as a left centre back, not as a left back.
I was going to say, if England, I was going to say, that's a great point, Dennis. If England were playing a wing back system, which they have obviously did at the World Cup, and Southgate has done that at times, you could make a case for Cresswell, but if we're playing a flat four, he's not.
There's a case for him being in the squad, not a case for him being in the starting 11.
Yeah, I think he's been in a few squads. He's played for England, hasn't he, Cresswell?
Yeah, he's actually got a cap, hasn't he? He got a cap a few seasons.
He's got out of Antonio and Noble. He's the one that got the cap.
Yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I mean, I'd rather an attacking player have it be in the squad. We've got enough attacking players than have three left backs in the team in the squad.
Which again was why loads of people saying, well, why isn't Antonio being picked? Well, A, he's too old in terms of the age of the England side now, and B, you don't, as much as I love him, you don't pick him over Sterling or Kane. You don't, and likewise with Foden's potential as well, for that matter. It's difficult for him to get into that side.
What do you guys make? Thanks, Yusuf. What do you guys make of this question? Do you want to tackle this one, Dennis, to start with?
I don't quite understand. We watch England way more than West Ham, or never watch West Ham again. The answer is obviously, what is the option? So, wait.
Yeah, it's a
Is the option to watch England more than West Ham, or to never watch West Ham again? We're probably watching them more than West Ham is the option then, because obviously I don't want to not watch West Ham again. So I had to do apologise, Yusuf. I think it was the way you worded it, mate.
Exactly. Again, as I said to him about an hour ago, it's his context of how he puts things. But yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah, I mean, it's an irrelevant question. It's totally irrelevant.
Yeah, I'll go with watching them more. There we are.
If you'd asked never watch England again or never watch West Ham again, then you've got a bit more of a better argument.
Yeah, a bit more of an argument. But just to finish off that anecdote I was having earlier, lads, where the Portugal thing in the background, my mate's sister just says, "You know what? Fair play to Portugal," and everyone in the room turns around. It's like, "What? What are you talking about? France have destroyed them. They hit the."
It's a shame. Look, good news for England, you could say. Obviously, Lewandowski being out injured, one of the best number 9s in the world. But I think
But he's not got long left, though, is he? He's only got 3, maybe 4 years left. Another couple of tournaments, and he's off, isn't he?
Well, he seems to be getting better and better. He's just one of these strikers. There's a lot.
Well, in the German league, it probably lasts a long time, mate. If he was playing, English football.
Yeah,
there's a shorter shelf life, whereas the German game is a bit slower. There's more space. So.
Look at Benzema at Real Madrid as well.
Yeah,
he's still going strong.
I genuinely thought he retired last year. I really thought he did because he's got to be what.
There was that lad that was used to smash it for Leverkusen, Stefan Keibling. He played on for a very long time. What was quite funny, I remember he caused a lot of controversy after he retired. Because his wife he was married to like a track and field athlete, and said that he used to get her to do his fitness tests for him and just submit the results as like him something. Like he was known for being quite an unfit player. Like he was just a lump. He was a target man, and like he would his trading results or whatever. Like you got to run these miles and have this tag on. He just made his wife do it, which he was out running anyway. Could you just put your tag on for me, love? So I don't have to do this pre-season training at home. Must be getting some of the details wrong, but I read that somewhere.
I wouldn't be at all surprised if people start saying that about Noble, about his son doing all the running for him, and that's how he gets in the side. I wouldn't put it past people on Twitter doing that, mate. I'll tell you.
Oh, he's getting piggybacks off Sushek.
What's happened there?
That poor damn Declan Rice passing sideways again.
That fitness story reminds me of an interview with Under the Kosh, great channel if you guys haven't seen it or anyone watching. They did an interview last year with Jerry Taggart, who used to play for Leicester. Great story of this is at the days where like GPS tracking and stuff was first brought in, so early 2000s, mid 2000s. And Ian Marshall, who's part of Leicester squad at the time, wasn't really into his fitness. So he went for a walk with his dog and then put the GPS sort of tracker on his dog, and then it took it into the analysis suite the next day. And his charts were off the scale, but because it was his dog running around rather than him.
Mate, Jerry Taggart, and I'm struggling to remember who the other one is. Another like veteran centre back. They had Leicester as his centre back partner.
Matt Elliott.
Matt Elliott, that's the one. Because I was about to say he got sent off against us. I remember that got sent off against us for having a bit of argy-bargy with Di Canio at Filbert Street. But they were on Soccer AM one time, and I could tell I don't know who the male presenter was at the time, but Helen Chambers was there, and she did not know where to look sometimes with the stories they had. Like she was just like, Jesus Christ. Like they got some wild stories.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
I must admit that's someone I've missed over the last few years. She was so funny, that woman. So funny.
Her Cornish accents were brilliant as well. When she was used to do the interviews in the Cornish accents and stuff. I've not watched
she supports Torquay, if I remember correctly, isn't she?
Yeah. Right. Yep. Yeah. I don't mind, for no apparent reason. I don't mind Torquay, probably because of 40 Towers.
But that has got to be the most weakest link I've seen for a long time. I don't like Torquay because of 40 Towers.
No. I don't mind Torquay. I quite like Torquay. Is what I said. I quite like Torquay.
Okay.
Don't know why.
Well, sorry, it sounded like you said I don't like him because of 40 Towers.
No. It's misheard the words. Now, although interesting, not about football. 40 Towers is based on a real life hotel visit that the Monty Python lot had. They met. There was a hotel manager was Basil Fawlty, and it was just ripped off this rude hotel manager.
Yeah, because it was when they were writing for the Holy Grail, I think it was.
Mm.
And yeah, Cleese was very famously said, he went up to him and said, "Yes, what? Yes, what? Yes." And also, there's this, one of the stories he was saying was that Eric Idle had left his suitcase in the hotel.
Yeah.
So Cleese went back to get it, and he said, "Oh no, it's behind the wall." "Why is it behind the wall?" "Because I thought it was a bomb." It was just like, what? I mean, this is. I mean, all right, to have a bit of context, it's the 70s. It's the late 60s, early 70s when with everything was going on.
Yeah.
But still,
I've got a history degree, mate. You don't have to worry about historical context with me.
Yeah, I know, but there's people in the chat that might not know the circumstances around it.
Sorry, yeah.
It's not all about you, Dennis, mate. It's not all about you.
Here we go, John. Calvert-Lewin. It's a great question.
For
me, it's Calvert-Lewin because I'm not too afraid with Watkins, so it's Calvert-Lewin for me.
I need to see more of Watkins really to get a full grasp on. Naturally inclined to go Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He's had a very good season, tailed off a little bit form-wise, but normally happens. But yeah, certainly
had a blind against San Marino. They had a really good game against them.
Oh, well, I think we could against San Marino, to be honest, John.
As I said last week, mate, Dan Marino can play well against San Marino.
Yeah, exactly.
But, when he's not being held up by Jim Carrey or Ace Ventura's boss or whatever it was.
I mean, that just gives the context of how old that guy is, because he retired 4 or 5 years before he made that film, and that was like 92, 93.
Well, no, I know. I think because I remember him being in Little Nicky asking the devil, "Come on, just give me one Super Bowl," and the devil's like, "No, Dan, you're too nice. I'm not having you come to hell. I'm not taking your soul. You're too good. Heaven needs you." That and Life and Brian are two of the films that are like completely banned in my extended family. So on my dad's side, they're all Christians, and it's like I was a little bit younger, because my dad was the atheist of the family, you got away with it. But I remember, like my cousins were a bit older than me, being told they were feeling left out at school because everyone was talking about Little Nicky. They're like, yeah, we're not allowed to watch it. We're not allowed to watch it because it glorifies the devil.
Well, Christ knows no pun intended, all right, slight pun intended, but Christ knows what they think of Lucifer then in that case.
Oh, no, I wouldn't know, but yeah, but Little Nicky, I remember even watching it. My mum was like, "What would your aunts and uncles make of this?" And I was just like, again, I was like 10, I was like, I don't really care. It's too funny. But back when Adam Sandler made good films.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was it? What 3-4 minutes away from full time? Bill, what do you reckon?
Half
time, I should say. What you think? What are you thinking on the performance, mate?
Really good. Really impressed. Probably should be 2-3-0 up. Front three have looked excellent, particularly Raheem Sterling. Have created a number of chances and kept Poland at arm's length. So. I think this game should probably be. This game should be over.
What was that? Sorry, they're number 9.
That's Poland's attacking threat in this first half. But we've been up really impressive. But this game probably should be over, to be honest. But good signs. Really impressed. What about you,
your thoughts on this? On the 20 minutes you've watched?
Oh, yeah. Again, professional job. We're not. I wouldn't say we're playing electric. I wouldn't say even we're playing at our best. But we're playing well. It's professional performance. You beat what's in front of you. Poland, obviously they've been through the ringer with they got picked up a few cases, and they've lost Lewandowski to injury. They've still got very good players though. still got very, very good players. But they're giving the ball away. I just had the bit where the number 9 just passes it.
Yeah.
Maybe why we were laughing because I was like, what was that?
So yeah, but beat what's in front of you, and a win here pretty much, I think, solidifies qualifying, barring a disaster. I think you've beaten Poland, you've beaten a tough Albania team that will probably pick up a point against the Poles and the Hungarians. Interesting to see what Hungarian side turns up when we play, because again, very impressed with how they played against Poland, but I'm not very impressed with the Poland I'm seeing right now. So,
but at the same point, the reason being is because we're really dominating them, and that's
really I said nice. I wouldn't say we're not getting out of second gear is a bit harsh. We're certainly not playing to the best of our abilities. Like, we're not stretching ourselves.
I don't think we don't need to. The way
no, that's what I mean. We're not stretching ourselves. We're not overexerting ourselves. We've had 3 games in a week, which is rare for international football. And then you're going to have international games. It's not this weekend, is it? It's the weekend after. No, it is. Yeah, we're playing Wolves on Monday, aren't we?
Yeah, Monday. Yeah.
Legit question. Fabs is on the bench. Does that mean he's going to be all right for us? You reckon?
Should be.
There's talk of him being out.
He's Poland's number 1, isn't he?
I was going to say no, but there was talk of him being one of the people that caught it.
I mean, I haven't seen anything but what we'll obviously find out Thursday, Friday with Moyes' presser. But from what I'm seeing, from everywhere I'm seeing that he's a risk, but there's nothing to confirm he's actually injured. But we'll have to wait.
I think he's on the bench, so I don't think he'd be on the bench if he had the virus. So it must be a knock they're talking about.
Yeah,
I just want to see. I don't know, lads. I just want to see David Martin play for West Ham one more time. That's all I want in life.
We don't do it against Wolves. You generally don't do it against Wolves.
I just want to see David Martin play like one more time for West Ham before he retires or before he leaves on a free.
Right, well, they were 1-0 at half time, so decent win in that. But as I say, should be probably 2-3-0 up. But I think we'll take that 1-0 in the lead at half time. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Szczesny is Poland's number 1 anyway. So
of course, no, he's saying, but I was saying, like, people were saying that he picked it up, so he wouldn't be on the bench if that was the case. So it must be a knock, if anything. Not
necessarily, mate. Not necessarily, because as Bill's saying that Szczesny is the number 1, so the next.
No. I think you missed what I said. People were saying that he had caught coronavirus. If he had coronavirus, he would not be on the bench.
Oh yeah.
Not the case that he's got that.
But it just proves the people on Twitter know fuck all, because otherwise he wouldn't be on the bench. There'd be somebody else.
He'd have been sent home. So
yeah, exactly. You can't have somebody who's got coronavirus mixing in with people that don't have it. It just doesn't happen. And this is what I always say. And we were because Jeremy asked me a question in the live chat about Lingard's contract with Man United. I said, who the fuck knows? Nobody knows. It's just people on Twitter and it's being picked up by the papers because they've got nothing else to talk about. I mean, obviously, it'd be nice if it's sorted out either way, but at the same point, nobody knows. So everyone, as I said, it's all people's opinions. There's no fact in any shape or form.
Yeah, it's like one of my favorite films, The Big Lebowski. That's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
To the point that scene, a screenshot of the headshot of Jeff Bridges in that is my icon on Monday.com at work, because we've all got fictional characters. And that is the one I decided to give myself.
Dennis, I think your head will explode after I say this. I've not watched that. I do need to watch it.
Bill.
Yeah, I know. Bad.
Euro Trip.
Get out of it now. Go and watch it. And then
Euro Trip. I could understand. I could stomach Euro Trip because it is a B movie. It is a B movie.
Yeah.
But and Big Lebowski is a cult film, so I could understand.
Yeah.
If you hadn't heard it and didn't realise it was that good, but you've heard about it, obviously heard it's that good.
Yeah.
You've not watched it?
It's a very subtly funny film. Very subtle comedy. It's
very good. It's very like very niche. It takes you'll watch it back a second time and be like, oh yeah, that's referencing that and that referencing that.
So my Big Lebowski is Corey's Mike Bassett.
Yeah, I'd say that more than Eurotrip. Although Eurotrip is a film I think you should watch, Big Lebowski is the one that I would say make sure you watch it.
Of course.
But it's still not as bad as my work colleague who has seen Lion King 2 and Matrix 2 and 3, but not the Lion King and Matrix.
What? That makes no sense.
Well, basically, he watched Matrix 2 and 3 on telly and has just never watched the first one. And he watched Lion King 2 when they wheeled it out at the end of the year, put the video on, cause it was like a big thing in primary school. We were he's a couple of years younger than me. But he's never seen the first Lion King. He's like, I got the gist of it from the second one, so I don't need to watch it. And we're just like, not the fucking point. What I said to him is, if that's what you want, go on Wikipedia and read the plots for every film and never watch a film again.
IMDb.
Yeah. Well, no, IMDb doesn't give you what was. Wikipedia will tell you what happens and how it ends.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's like the granddad in The Lost Boys when he's talking about the TV guide and he says, "You got a TV? No, you read the TV guide. You don't need a TV." Because it gives a synopsis of every episode.
There's also he also got the Lost Boys and the Goonies mixed up. He hasn't seen either of them. He thought the Goonies was about vampires, and Lost Boys was about friends going down in the sewer. This guy's a hero. This guy's an absolute hero.
Look at John. He's gone.
I've heard some things in my life, mate, but that's the cream. That really is.
It's like one of those things where what was it? Charles said these aren't my stories. These are people I know that just tell me things. I'm telling their life stories. I'm doing a biography on it.
Dennis, here's one for you, mate. So Lou, who's obviously part of Garage Football, who you know, he's majorly into his films. I am as well, albeit I've not seen Big Lebowski, but I'm into the films as well. And but it was. Back at school, he was like proper into it. Where like, if you hadn't seen the film, he'd be like, "You've got to see it!" Whoa! And then he'd go on and tell you in great detail about why and stuff like that. And then I got him back one time where this is around the time when I think it was Minority Report was out, the Tom Cruise film. And he said, "Bill, this film Minority Report, you've got to watch it." And I went, "Oh yeah, that's the one with Tom Cruise and it's set in the future and predicts, certain crimes and all that kind of stuff." Yeah, I've not watched it, and he just went, "Oh," So he thought I watched it based on how I was answering it, and I've just been sarcastic. But subsequently, I have seen it, and it's great. But,
it was like, I think when it comes to the Matrix with this guy, like on our workplace thing, we've got like set targets every month, every quarter. My manager gives him the target of watching the Matrix. Like as a target,
I don't know why he's watched the other two.
And it's even better. It's like on our WhatsApp group, I WhatsApped him to say it's on the telly tonight. It's on terrestrial television. You have no excuse. And he was like, "My parents are watching something." He was like, "My parents are watching something." I'm like, "There's a thing called ITV Player."
or record it somehow. Yeah.
And like, I've even offered him my Amazon login so he can watch it on Amazon Video. Like,
no excuse then.
No excuses. Now it's become a thing, but because people are telling him to watch it so much, now he's not going to watch it because he knows it winds us up. Like we genuinely gave up about a year ago. We do bring it up every once in a while.
Okay, so guys, getting back to the subject we're supposed to be talking about.
It's a great question from an Essex band that I know, the Peppermint Apes. Go check them out, guys. So they've asked, can England go on to win the Euros?
No. Sorry, no, it's not John. I'm just saying that now. My answer is no.
All right, John, you more optimistic about that?
England can. Yeah. Anyone can win it. Will they? Is another matter. We can win the Premier League. Will we? No. Fucking, do you know what I mean? It's just I know why he's asking it, but there's a good chance. There's generally a good chance of it happening.
Yeah.
Reality of it, it's just not going to happen, unfortunately.
Well, fair enough, Dennis.
No, like I said, we can, but I think technically Sheffield United can stay up this year. They won't.
Don't think
I could in theory start. I'm trying to think of someone. In theory, I could start dating Scarlett Johansson. It won't happen. It won't happen,
Charles.
For many reasons.
Sorry, so I interject there to bring about Charles's note. His comment here is about what we were talking about half an hour ago.
I know.
Perfect. Spot on. True. Thank you, mate. Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Again, I asked my mates who I'm not talking like mates that are weird, like people who go, "Oh, Rice is a centre back," people that actually know football, people that play Football Manager. I just asked them, what is the difference between Sandro Tonelli and Declan Rice, other than a bit of height and a bit of pace? Not a lot, not an awful lot, in my opinion. And yet you revere Sandro Tonelli and keep going on about how like Chelsea, Arsenal, etc. need to sign him, and some even say Liverpool. Yeah, you keep saying Declan Rice is only good because he's at West Ham.
It's like with I was watching the True Geordie earlier the day, and there's something that Rory says about, because they're talking about what Moyes is doing to West Ham, and what Rory says about Moyes is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. He was saying, what if David Moyes was an Italian or a Spanish manager and had exactly the same record that he currently does? He would be revered completely differently.
It reminds me of he'd be linked with Chelsea every 5 minutes. Well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
What was it that Sam Allardyce said? Sam Allardyce.
Sam Allardyce. Yeah.
I think I was pushing it a little bit. I sort of get his point.
But he's right. He's right. With his track record he's got a better Allardyce has got a better record than fucking Pep Guardiola in certain
the only thing I would say with Moyes is that this is only one of 2 jobs he's excelled at, maybe 3 if you count Preston. Everywhere else, he has shit the bed. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
In his first spell with us, he wasn't. I think people look at that with rose-tinted glasses at the dying days of Pellegrini, where we are now.
Yeah.
It was pretty dire at times.
Especially that Stoke game in particular.
The Stoke game. I remember that was the time where, I think I famously predicted. The £5 bet, and I predicted that West Ham would get relegated after deadline day 2017 when we didn't sign Cannavaro, saying Willem Cannavaro said we need him. Anyway, everyone's laughing at me. And then during the Stoke game, one by one, virtually everyone in the office said to me, "Yeah, you're right. You deserve to go down. You're shocking." And I'm like, "Yeah, mate, we're getting by there being 3 worse teams than us."
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And I think if Carroll doesn't bury that equaliser, our heads completely drop.
Yeah, agreed. Completely
after that game, completely bloody drop. But yeah, going on back to the Moyes thing. Yeah, I agree with you to an extent in where he's doing now. Yeah. But what I would say is that I think people are glossing over what happened at Sunderland, Real Sociedad. Let's not talk Man United because.
But that's in general. The season before last doesn't exist in football terms now. It generally doesn't, because people's memories aren't that long, unfortunately, nowadays.
Yeah.
But Youssef, to answer your comment here, I'm still not happy. You guys, I'm happy you guys have reached 200, but you should be like 10 times higher than that. This is a quality channel. So, Bill, we need to talk about your tags, mate. We generally do. If you're not getting to
what you need an open bus parade round all around the Essex towns with just watch us at the weekend. That's what you should do.
What you need to do is you need to hire a plane, with a banner behind it, and get it to fly all over London. You'll sort it.
Yeah, and say bonus Dennis Bingo.
I want people to sub Dennis.
Oh, mate, what? Oh, you're telling me people don't like Dennis Bingo? We have people from Australia playing Dennis Bingo at the weekend. That's how far and wide this game reaches.
Angus, and that's it.
Yeah. Are you saying he doesn't live in Australia? He is a genuine drongo, mate.
The Peppermint Apes have asked. Cheers, guys. So I think I'm more optimistic than you guys. I think we can win it. I think this tournament is wide open. I don't think it's at the moment a standout favourite. So I think we've got every chance.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. We can doesn't necessarily mean we will. That's the difference. I mean, I'm always optimistic when the season starts, and when the tournament starts when it comes to England. And it's just after a few games, things change. But I do bearing in that, let's not forget when I'm saying about short memories. Let's not forget how far we got in the World Cup.
Yeah, exactly.
We got Panama and Tunisia in the group.
They
drew with Colombia.
Don't get me wrong. All right, we lost to a cheating side in the was it quarterfinals or semifinals, which I generally can't remember which one it was, but I remember we were having a shocking game in the tournament that we lost out in. But at the same point, You know, it's the furthest I've seen England do for 20 years.
Yeah. More than 20. That was the furthest since 1990. But don't worry, I still refer to like the 80s as 20 years ago.
I mean, we you know, like for example, you know, we've done. This is the you know, this it's just the thing that the reality of the thing comes down on you like a ton of bricks after the first few games. But Bill, as we were talking about just before and about Pickford and everything, just as he needs to back me up on this, he fucks off. Look, we were talking earlier in the stream about Pickford, and you know, I mean, he was the hero. He was the hero of those penalties in the World Cup. You know, it was just people forget that.
Well, there's a great comparison, but I'm going to wait till Bill comes back because Bill's going to love it. Of a famously bad Euro prediction for Euro 2012 from someone at uni.
Here we go, Dennis. What bad prediction is it?
So someone I work with at Sports Direct. Someone that I work with at Sports Direct, Bill.
Yes.
She said that Brazil were going to win Euro 2012.
I've heard it all now.
And I'm not. This isn't one of those like. I mean, she genuinely said it, and we all looked at her. And she was like, "I'm an idiot," and we're like, "Yes, you are."
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, you are. That was quite funny. Yeah, and then it was like, I was thinking, yeah, we do. I was going to say we do have more chance than Brazil for once. So, you know, fair play.
All right, players about to come out for the start of the second half.
I'm going to go get a refill quickly.
I'll go through it. Was it more the same for you, JP? Just take our chances really in the second half.
Need to be a little more. Just need to be a little more clinical. Think the things through, a little bit more communication than what's been going on, especially with when players are getting in the Poland box, because it's just like it just seems to be let Sterling do it. Shit, okay, he's not doing it right. Let's run in, sort of thing. But other than that, yeah, just be professional. Keep your head about you. Personally, I would have made a change at half time. Not that anybody deserves to come off at half time, but I personally would have done. Just try and mix it up a little bit. You know, I personally would have taken Foden off and put Lingard out on the right, and see how that gels. But understandable, there's no changes have been made. But that's me.
I think the front three were fine first.
Yeah, no, it's just like I'm not saying, as I just said, I don't think Foden doesn't deserve to do it, to be taken off. I just think bringing on Lingard in the second half I think you'd absolutely tear these guys up. I genuinely think he would.
Yeah, well, we got plenty of options on the bench. So just more of the same. I mean, great question by Yusuf. I'll wait till where Dennis comes back. Speak of the devil, there he is.
Like Beetlejuice, isn't he?
It's just a wider question, really. I mean, England haven't won the Euros, but got close in Euro '96 when we hosted the tournament. In the semis and stuff. Probably should have gone on.
Yeah, we came very close in '68 as well.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
semi-finals again in '68 when it was a 4-team tournament. We came third.
Yeah,
but I think it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Obviously, the second half's underway. There's a foul on Kane, but I think this is England's best chance at a Euro since 2004.
We said that in 2016. Look what happened. Sorry, but we did. Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh, it's coming home. It's this year." It's like, no.
But I didn't think so at Euros.
Oh, everyone in my back when I went to recruitment was like, "Yeah, go on, we're going to win it," and I'm just like,
"No, I don't think so. I don't think we had the manager or the players to." No. You know, I think,
and that's what I'm saying about Southgate. You know, how far we got in that World Cup just 2 years later is testament to the players and his abilities. And one of the reasons behind it was because for a lot of them, he was managing them at the under-21s level, so he knows what their abilities are more than the domestic level.
Just a fresher approach. A young person, you know, Hodgson. I think his time was done as a. You know, obviously done all right at Palace, but I think some I've said this before, and I'll say it many, many times. The only reason why Hodgson went to Liverpool
and ended up in England was because he got Fulham to the Europa League final.
That's exactly why.
That's it. That's it. There's no other thing. There's nothing in his. There's no other. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, he's had a very, very distinguished career, but in the last 10, 15 years, the only thing that he did right was getting Fulham to the Europa League final. That was it.
You know, he got given a contract for life in, I think it was one of Finland or Sweden. Like, I think it was Sweden offered him a contract for life, said you got a guaranteed job. And then when he said, "No, I want to try another country," they were like, "Okay, like we'll leave the vacancy open for when you come back." And he never came back. he went over to Italy and became a success in Italy, then Switzerland. Yeah. Like he's managed so many countries as well. He's managed Switzerland, Finland. There's another big one that he managed national team. I think it was New Zealand. I could be wrong.
So you saw it?
Anyway, I think he managed New Zealand. I could be wrong. Might be getting him mixed up. Might be getting him mixed up with someone else. But
it's like McLaren got the England job based on getting Middlesbrough to the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, and that season they were shockingly. That's when the season ticket holder ran down and threw a season ticket.
That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it did well to get there. Don't get me wrong, but they had to win on adequate. Like
he got it because he was the assistant in an easy appointment, mate. They wanted to go for an easy British appointment. As well. Yeah. I'm saying at the time I got caned for it at school, but like this obsession about English managers. I said, "Well, we've got to have an English manager." The reason why it's Sven, I was like, Sven's lack of Englishness didn't matter. I think to an extent, the players let him down, individual moments let him down.
Yep, absolutely, completely agree.
I'm not going to sit there and say Sven was a great manager, but look at what we've done since then. Clearly,
he was better than average. I mean, he was 10 times better than bloody Capello.
Like, don't get me wrong. He should have done a lot better with the team he had.
Yep.
But the fact that a very, very similar team failed to qualify 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he started, anyway. But that's what it is. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if Sam Allardyce had got it because his claim was a PowerPoint presentation that he wasn't allowed to do was the difference in the end. He claimed or something. But also Martin O'Neill apparently didn't interview very well. It was like that was when Martin O'Neill was in his absolute prime. We were talking on the other one about how some managers have lost it now, and it's really sad to see what's happened to Martin O'Neill. But in 2006, he was money. The guy was bloody money. And he was just sat there, and he would have taken it. He would have taken the job.
If you guys had known me at that point, I would have said the best manager in the Premier League at that point was him, because what he was doing with Villa was unbelievable.
This was just before he took the Villa job. He was waiting for the England job, basically. And despite being Irish, he was more than willing to do it. It was one big challenge for him. And then, but the other one was it was interesting if Scolari would have taken it,
Yeah.
If the press had just fucking kept quiet about it, or kept quiet to the press about it, Louis-Philippe Scolari in charge would have been amazing. He was a tournament manager.
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
When he went to Chelsea, he was terrible. He's a tournament manager.
Yeah, exactly. It would have been interesting if Alan Kirbsley got the England job.
Everything's more interesting with Kirbsley.
He was in the future.
The most boring man in football.
Mr. Excitement.
Yeah, well, I don't care about the manager if they're exciting or if they win us the tournament.
No, I was just saying that because I never forget when he refused to give me his autograph. That was an interesting day.
Oh, I sent us another Watling anecdote.
I've told you this before. I've told you it.
No, you ain't.
This was the Open Training Day 2007, just after the Great Escape. He refused to. He just point blank refused to give me and the person stood next to me his autograph. It was a bit rude, if I'm honest with you. Just point blank refused to do it. He looked at us, went, "You all right?" And we're like, "Yeah, sign please." And he just carried on walking, going, "You all right? Yeah, you all right?" And then signed other people's stuff. It was, I don't know why. He just must
have been the look you were giving him, Dennis.
I don't know, man.
Oh, brilliant! Very good. Very good. Oh, what was that though? Jesus Christ!
It was good, and then Maguire gives the ball away.
Unbelievable! That was a perfect opportunity for a counter attack then, and he absolutely fluffs it.
I got it back to England.
Yeah, but
could you count that as a shot on target? Optimistic, I think.
Well, yes, it's at Pope, and he's within the goalpost.
Yes, Pope's had to touch the ball. Yeah, but I think it's been more of the same so far. This opening sort of 7 minutes or so into the second half.
Mm.
While
we were talking off topic, Pope made a very, very good save a minute or so ago. Really, really good save.
Possibly got it coming up now.
I think you might have already just missed it. It's about a couple of minutes back, mate. He really had a really good right straight at him, and it was just like hands on the ball, which we don't see very often in football nowadays.
I just had a really long shot from distance about the halfway line.
Yeah, no, it was a good minute or so before that. So,
cool, man.
But Bill, we were talking about this last time, weren't we? It was talking about fucking Superman saves. Just my argument has always been, what on earth is that? How is the ref not blowing for that?
Oh, he's just blown up now.
I know, but he. I mean, what does Piatek need to do? Get his lube out before the. Honestly, it's just ridiculous. Seriously, it genuinely looks like he's about to mount him.
About to Mason mount him.
Yeah, he's masoning him. Yeah. Dennis's eyebrows are up. You'll see it in a second, mate. You'll see what I'm talking about. But it's unbelievable.
It was giving us a foul eventually, but I tell you what, Nick Pope done well there.
He did, to be fair, but it was just he shouldn't have been on all fours. That's the whole point.
Yeah. But I think that's probably why Nick Pope. I mean, that's an improvement really, because he's not really known for the ball at his feet and his distribution. That's probably why Pickford is the England number one ahead of Pope, because if it was just goalkeeping ability, Pope would be my number one or Henderson all day long. But that's probably where Pope's lacking a little bit. But he did well there.
Yeah. On the subject of Pope, like everyone going mental on Twitter saying that his agent said he needs to play for a bigger club than Burnley to play for England regularly. I don't get why everyone's so annoyed about that. I think everyone could agree that West Ham is a bigger club than Burnley.
Yeah, it's genuine. I mean, we're not
there's talk of needing a long-term number one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll snap my arm off for Pope, but I'd imagine some of the other clubs would be off.
Oh, of course.
I mean, I guarantee his price is going to be 15 to 20 million, guaranteed minimum, because Burnley won't want to get rid of him.
More than that as well, I'd say.
That's what I'm saying. Minimum
20 million is nothing for an England.
As I said, listen to the words I'm saying, Dennis. Minimum, because Burnley won't want to sell him.
Minimum, I would say probably close to 30 minimum.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the point. It's just the fact that, again, like for example, with I can't remember who made the very good point of it was, when Rice was given the £100 million price tag, and Moyes went, no, way more than that, because we don't want to get rid of him. It's exactly the same as with what's his name, the Spanish striker at Liverpool, that went on to Chelsea. Torres, yeah, 50 million quid, because that was a lot of money in those days. That was one of the highest, because again, it's a hands-off price tag. And likewise with Newcastle with Carroll for 30 million, because again they didn't want to sell him. But it's always been the fact of, again, like with fucking Harry Maguire and Leicester, again was a hands-off price tag. If you're that stupid to pay this amount of money, you're welcome to him. I seem to be the only person that's a football supporter that actually sees this. Nobody else seems to understand this.
No, I think you're right, John. But I think now with obviously COVID times and stuff, that those prices you're unlikely to get those now, I'd say. Yeah,
exactly. Which is why I'm saying Pope is a minimum 25 to 30 million pound player for Burnley. 2 seasons ago, he would have been 40 to 50 million pound. Either way, it's a hands-off price tag. We don't want to sell him.
Well, Harry Maguire's handled it in the box.
Yep. And likewise, the Polish player about a second before him as well.
Right.
Well, nothing given though.
No.
Oh dear, that's a poor pass.
Mm-hmm.
Poland tried to play it from the back and they've given it away.
But what is it with footballers and this all sort of... What is it? I don't get it. They're running on a lot. What is that? It doesn't do anything physically, does it? It's just running. I'm going to go for the ball. Go on. Walker was doing it as he walked on to do that throw in. It cracks me up when you see players do it. I generally don't see what the physical advantage is for just I'm going over the ball. It's like the Cockney swagger in football.
Oh no, Pope, what are you doing? Yeah, I think that's Pope back to normal. Oh no, Stone's giving away.
Jesus, yeah. 1-1.
Oh dear, 1-1 it is. What the hell was that?
You're saying about his distribution skills, mate.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, Stone's.
But yeah, fair play. Stone's just like, yep, sorry, that's my fault. Yeah.
Yeah, Stones gives it away, and it's who's number 16, Moder.
Yeah,
he stuck it away.
So he gives it to Stones. Stones is like, where the fuck is everybody? Where are you? And
oh dear. He's well onside.
Yeah,
nice finish.
Fair play to Maguire to try and close that down. To be honest with you, though, but that is poor. Again, as I said, just before the start of the second half, mate, more conversation, communication, and that's exactly that proves my point. It's just that Stone's like, there's nobody around, help, sort of thing.
Literally out of nothing.
Yeah.
How many times have we conceded goals like that as well? Go back to the Nations League against Holland, if you remember that semi-final. Because
that was Stones in that game as well.
I didn't know that, but that adds to it. Like, I know I've been high up on Stones. He's had a very good season, but
no, I think
it's the common goal we concede.
As the commentators have literally just said, it's the last. You know, he made a mistake in the Albania game, and he's made a mistake again tonight. You know, that's costly. I mean, even though we're pretty much cruising in terms of the qualifiers for this, that is still two big mistakes he's made in two out of 3 games.
It wasn't a great score by Pope, but even so, just clear the ball.
Exactly, just boot it long.
It's just one of those in there, in tennis where it's called an unforced error, and that was
absolutely, yeah,
that was one of those. Because started to get into Poland, not really creating a huge amount of chances for their own good play. It was for our mistakes.
It's out of nothing, mate. And to update the group as it stands, Hungary are winning. But Albania are struggling to break down San Marino. Half an hour left, 0-0. So we'll still be top of the group, even with a point. But it means we're one defeat away from being third potentially still. Whereas if we win this, group is looking a lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this game should be over, mate.
As Bill, as we were saying earlier, the only genuine attack they've had was that counter attack we were talking about earlier in the first half.
Yeah,
and again, that was because of a defensive mistake as well, for that matter. So midfield mistake, I should say.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same point, it's not like England is starting to sit back now. We're still going for it.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of time. There's half hour left, so there is. Yeah, we've got plenty of opportunities. We've got options from the bench as well, but just talk about a real kick in the teeth. The game, we were total control. We've just given them a goal, as you say, Dennis, out of nothing.
Yeah,
out of nothing, and we've got Lingard will come and save the day off the bench, mate.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Hey, I said half time, take Foden off. Not that Foden's done anything wrong. Bring on Lingard. It will absolutely rip Poland apart, and he will do the second he comes on, if he does come on, of course. But
oh yeah, you got Calvert-Lewin and Ollie Watkins as well.
Mm-hmm.
Also, question: is that goal Declan Rice's fault? According to Twitter, have they said it's Rice's fault yet? According to Twitter, have Twitter tried to blame it on Rice yet? That is my question.
How to buggery is Rice anywhere involved with that?
No, really. John, what I'm saying is, that is how Declan Rice England Twitter normally goes.
That's what I'm saying. How to bugger is that logical? Because as I was saying, it was fine until Pope gave the ball up the Stones. See, oh man, this is why I don't interact. This is why I don't interact with Twitter at all, because it does my head in. It really does my head in. People
just so you know, I haven't looked at Twitter. I'm saying hypothetically, I can imagine that happening.
I don't know. I think that Rice has done well these past few games for England. So I think that chat is quieting down a little bit now, I'd say.
all right, okay. Yeah, all right. Technically, yes, because Rice is supposed to be in front of Stones, so maybe, but there's no logic to it. There's absolutely no logic. The reason being is like with West Ham. If there's any problem, it's Noble's fault. Noble's fucked that. If it's England, it's Rice. You know, you don't see it with any other player because like we were talking about earlier, and as Charles was saying about earlier as well, about people jumping around completely 180 degrees on their opinion on Rice is literally just down to the fact that we're seeing more and more of him. What more can Rice do? He's 21, 22. He's got more caps than anybody else that would have had starts at his age in that position. I just don't understand the agenda. I genuinely don't.
And I've just had him pick up the ball, turn around, pass it straight forward up to Mount, and we're on the attack again. Great ball forwards.
Yeah.
I get off my
soapbox about this now, but it genuinely pisses me off.
Although back to being fun, back to laughing. Like when you go about 180, it just reminds me of that scene in Last Action Hero with Charles Dance. It won't be 360. If I was 360, I'd come back around and agree with you, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Trust me on this one.
Yeah, Jenna, this corner's it's a bit far arsing around with this corner at the minute. A friend of mine said that I've come 360 degrees from where I was this time last year. So what? You're back to the same place you were originally? He went, no, I'm completely different. So it was 180 degrees then, isn't it? Because if you're 360, you're right back round to round the whole circumference.
No, that corner's dead to nothing, unfortunately.
No. And why the cameraman about 45 seconds before the corner was taken, why the cameraman decided to show us a close-up of the referee's arse as he's tucking his
I've just had that
pants in. It's like what is the point?
Probably I think maybe the headpieces has come out or something. They're just showing the Poland goal again. I mean, Stones, it was behind him. He still had plenty of time. It's just a bad mistake, real bad mistake. Well,
if anything, actually, from looking at the replay, I'd say that was Calvin Phillips. Calvin Phillips looked like he's supposed to be alongside Stones. Then looks like Phillips is supposed to be protecting him. So it's even less likely for Rice to be anywhere involved in that.
John, we're not talking about Rice anymore. I'm just saying that.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Just seeing the replay because we didn't get to see the replay beforehand.
Look, it's Stones' fault. There's no point blaming anyone else. Just a bad error. It's a shame because obviously for City he's been great. I've been calling for him to start for him, but
he's a great player. But as Yusuf is saying in his comment, then it just reiterates the fact that that Stones is a human being. We all make mistakes.
Mm.
Some players are allowed to get away with mistakes, and some players aren't.
Well, no, they're the mistakes he's been cutting out of his game, and that's why he's been playing really well. But it's very similar to as Dennis said, brought up the Netherlands Nations League game a couple of years ago, and Stones was at fault for a couple of those goals. So
it's unfair on the ITV camera director to keep making sure that Stones is focused on every single time the ball goes out of play. That's the third time now since the goal's been conceded. That's not on in any shape or form. All right, just move on. He's made the mistake. Just a few minutes ago. Move on from it. Stop showing close-ups of him every opportunity you get.
That's the way it is, mate.
The subject of England, Poland, and disappointing draws. Do you remember that time in the I think it was World Cup 2014 qualifiers where the game had to be postponed by a day because they couldn't close the roof?
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, it was like they sent this person out to explain what was going on, and they were just like everyone. Gabriel Clark or the old ITV interviewer, their version of Jeff Shreves, was sent to investigate. But yeah, that was it. And then we played them the next day, and it was still waterlogged, and it was a terrible 1-1 draw. Like, just bad. Like.
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. Hey, Ross, thanks for joining us, mate.
I like that banter. I like that. That's good. I like that. Replacing the F with the B. I like that banter. That's cool. I like that. Very good.
Well, I've gone a bit stale for him. Nothing in it. Might need to look at making a couple of subs, I'd say.
Yeah, it's around about the right time to do it as well, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just, no,
25 minutes to go. Bring on some fresh legs.
Yeah, I think the equalisers deflated the players, and you can't really say, you can't blame them, really.
I mean, there seems to be, the midfield certainly seems to be a little bit busier because they now can't trust Stones.
Whoa!
That was close. Very close.
He was taking his time there. Yeah.
What was it? Where have we seen this before? England take an early 1-0 lead against Poland and lose 2-1. Yeah, where have we seen that?
It's Mike Bassett, isn't it?
Yeah. 2-1. Well done, Poland.
Boss.
Maka, they're gonna score. Nice goal, Poland. Nice goal.
Boss, Liechtenstein are winning. You're joking.
Luxembourg, different game. Of the goalless draw with Slovenia. I think it's Slovenia.
Yeah, because Luxembourg beat Ireland.
Oh, Harold Kane has just
yeah, it's just what we were
decided.
talking
You know
about,
what?
yeah.
I'm just going to be a bastard.
Foden's one. Oh, not strong enough.
Well saved. That was on his left foot.
Yeah,
that was on his left foot. It's the goal.
Mike Bassett isn't part of Dennis Bingo. That's a culture thing. Part of the culture of this channel.
Great, fantastic ball over Foden, mate. Absolutely brilliant. And Lee Dixon, literally just before that counter-attack happened, Lee Dixon says England have got to be careful. They have to be careful. And he's absolutely spot on because there's so many mistakes in that defence then, but what a ball up to Foden. Brilliant.
Was it Mount who played it through?
I think it was, yeah.
I'll tell you in a second. I'm about to see it, I think.
But, I think it was, it was decent effort by Foden, but obviously...
It was Mount. Very good ball.
Yeah. No, if it was on Foden's left foot, I think it's a goal. But a decent effort, but his right foot's not as good as his left foot, is it?
No, but you still give it everything you've got with that. That was a very tame daisy cutter style attempt, but you're right. His left foot's 10 times better. But
I'd say that's probably the one. All Mount shoots, well blocked. He's Walker.
Yeah.
That's the disadvantage of having inverted wingers. If it's actually on the side you're playing at,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think it'd be a similar result if Yarmolenko was shooting with his right foot there. You know what I mean?
Mate, that would have been Rose Ed if that was Yarmolenko.
that far? God.
Well, you're forgetting, especially under the Pellegrini years, what I called the Mickey special, where he'd run out edge of the box on the turn, try and take a shot, and it would end up in. I think it would actually end up back at Upton Park.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it'd go as far as what was it, Rufus Smalls in Mike Bassett, his penalty.
Go on, Ross,
closer.
It's not a Dennis Bingo thing. That is the channel culture. Is Mike Bassett?
Yes.
On that subject, mate. The alternate. If you see the alternate, managed to find the alternative ending to Mike Bassett. Yeah, it's brilliant.
I've not watched
it. It's like after returning. So instead of when they got off the aeroplane, it's just like a monologue of what they did next. It's like after finishing as England's top goal scorer at the tournament, Rufus Smalls earned back his captaincy on a question of sport. And it's like here
we go.
Yeah. Good ball. Just in front of Kane. Should keep it in though.
Keeps it in. Just. Chilwell. Yes, Walker screaming for it, but nobody gives it to him.
Foden.
Phillips.
Always Walker. Get in the box.
Move. Too late.
Not a bad ball though. He's Sterling.
It's too late. It's too many bodies. There's no way that was going anywhere. It's a shame. And now Poland slightly slow but surely counter-attack.
Yeah, I think we've said it, but I think in a couple of subs, England just try to change it up a little bit. Was brightened up a little bit the last couple of minutes, but need to get some more sustained.
You look at the amount of time Poland's got on the ball here, mate. Though this is the thing; nobody's really running for it.
It's true, yeah.
Yep, and Matterface has literally just said England had it all their own way up until this point. And totally right. We're sitting back big time, subtly, but it is sitting back.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I go back to at half time. They should have had at least 2 goals or possibly 3. So,
yeah, would have been more of a comfortable cushion to be on 2-1 at the minute.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Go on, go on.
Maguire's there is Sterling on the left.
Pass it. Too late. Too late.
Oh. That's a little bit bad. Just need to keep going with
again Sterling passing too late. 2 opportunities we had then with Walker passing too late and Sterling passing too late twice in the space of 2.5 minutes. And now Poland on the counter attack as a result of it. Go on, Kane. Go on, son.
Right midfield. Well done.
I did say be sitting back helping out midfield and defence, didn't I? Because he did that. He did that against Albania.
He did.
Foden,
always doing well. Go on.
Ooh. Close.
Well, he's done well there. Cuts inside to a couple of players and gets tripped very well.
Just to let you know, lads, group's tightening up. Albania have got a winner, so there's only 2 points between the top 4 teams as it stands. Not so comfortable now, is it?
No,
but as I say, it should have been half time, mate.
Yeah. But equally, I don't think we should look over our shoulders and worry so much. And we still got Andorra to play, one of the 2 terrible teams in this group. Whereas the advantage is Hungary, Poland, and Albania have played both of the weak teams after this.
Yeah, we've still got time in this game as well.
Oh yeah, no, a draw here is by no means terrible. I would say the second half performance, a bit concerning, but a draw. If you draw against Poland twice and beat everyone else, win the group.
Well, it's Foden and Kane, I think, over this free kick. Foden takes or hits the wall.
Yeah, goal difference of Hungary at the minute. Yeah,
Hungary is smashing it though. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the table now. Very tight. Very tight.
1 goal in it, keeping us top against the Hungarians. But again, Hungarians, they're yet to play us. Interesting to see how they turn up because.
Have we talked about Football Manager yet? I don't think we have we?
I mentioned it.
Briefly discussed it.
No,
I don't think we even discussed it. It was when I mentioned about the Tadic thing. I said he Football Manager would have finished. We mentioned Football Manager. I mean, the problem with playing viewers trying to play Dennis Bingo is that they don't. Their guesses don't go into the lockbox, so they can just say, "Oh yeah, I put that down." So how Dennis Bingo works? There is an actual method to Dennis Bingo, just so you know, for the people that watch. They have a WhatsApp group without me in it, right? And they put their it's called Dennis Bingo. They put their predictions in, and the bingo commissioner, there's an elected bingo commissioner, the group admin screenshots it, and then at the end of the day, we say, right, how many of these things were mentioned, and see who wins. Dennis Bingo. I don't know what they've put that way. Only the commissioner, or each other knows, and the commissioner has the screenshots. And the idea is they send me the screenshot, and I announce the winner. And I'm like, I'm not announcing a winner on a YouTube channel without telling people through an inside joke around 5 people. And even then, I think they watch the West Ham ones. They don't watch these. I don't think. Some of them are very left field because I think also what the rules are is you're only allowed to say 3 things 2 weeks in a row, so you can't just go for the same 6 every time.
Yeah.
That's an interesting Poland sub, that mate. Very interesting.
Who's come on?
Augustiniak, or how you pronounce it for Pianatek, or again how you pronounce it. Yeah. Very interesting substitution then. Very, very interesting.
It's a free kick. Back post. Oh.
Because that substitution is pretty much flooding the midfield now. Really is. Because the formation now on the BBC Sport website is saying it's a 3-5-2, but that's it because there were 3-4-3 to start with, and now 3-5-2. So
way I look at it, mate, is Poland are thinking avoiding defeat here could be
Respect the point.
Crucial. Yeah, could be crucial in securing second place for them.
Yeah.
I think they would have took before the game started, definitely as well.
Without Lewandowski and with what they've gone through this week, 100% would have taken, I reckon.
Yeah.
So it actually might be more of a 4-5-1 if they're taking one of their strikers off and bringing on the number 6 instead. So
I've just noticed taking that catch. Szczesny is taking his sweet time. They are more than happy with a point, lads.
Yeah.
We need to change something. We need to bring on a fresh pair of legs. I mean, I think I'm not just saying this from West Ham because he's not really a West Ham player, he's a United player. But Lingard, for me, is a player that can definitely come on and do stuff.
Agreed. We were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
I mean, or if you want to go 2 up top, stick Calvert-Lewin or Ollie Watkins up there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Put some pressure on. If they're going to flood the midfield, we'll put pressure on their defence.
But that's the good thing with the England squad at the minute. You've got the options rather than, you can bring on 2 or 3 different players, whereas in a few seasons back, tournaments
back, few of the same type of player.
Yeah, you could predict when Rooney was coming on. You could predict when. Do you know what I mean? It was just you could literally almost down to the minute. You could predict when who was coming on when.
Here's Sterling. Oh, well played. Oh, they're just about clear it, Poland. It's a England corner. Yeah,
again, good try from Mason Mount. Very good try.
Yeah, he's played well. Been impressed with him tonight again.
Ooh, that's a turn up. Lads, oh shit, I was saying Germany were losing to North Macedonia, but they've just equalised. Just for interesting results.
What's it North Macedonia as opposed to just Macedonia?
I don't know. They had a referendum of some kind and vote on it and decided to call themselves North Macedonia rather than Macedonia.
Oh, Szczesny drops it.
Free kick.
Oh, that's a free kick, yeah.
Stones down.
Well, this is exactly what Poland want. Fouls, niggly fouls, wasting a bit of time and stuff. If it's Maguire, might have fouled Szczesny there, looks like.
Yeah, just the slightest. There's more contact from Poland's number 5 than Maguire, to be fair. But
yeah, the goalkeepers get fouls. They get so much fouls for them, don't they? So any slight touch and go down, they'll get a free kick, no matter what level you play at.
You've got to bring somebody on now, surely. Come on, 10 minutes to go.
It's been better.
This is more or less the same team that played last game,
Pretty much.
Talking tired, players talking tiredness and stuff.
Yeah, well, there's only one change. It was Chilwell for sure from the Albania game. So I think it's been better the last 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I'd still make a couple of subs at least. But I think if it stays the same, I think it would feel like a defeat because we're so comfortable 1-0 ahead, and then our own error and allows them to get back into it.
Yeah.
Especially as you said, Dennis, with Lewandowski out injured and disrupt camp and stuff. It's a prime time and we're at home as well. It's a prime time to beat them. So obviously there's still time. We still might do that, but if it stays like this, then.
I hate to jump on the bandwagon with this cliche, but I genuinely do think the game will be different with supporters there. I genuinely do think it will be.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably would. But even so, we've shown our quality against them tonight.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, there's just not enough attacking into the box again, is there? It's just we're kind of like, well, let's just hold off and see what happens.
Yeah, I think they're just. I think what you guys have said. I think Poland just packing the midfield. So
yeah,
might be a time of going a bit old school and going just play the ball in the channels and just get balls in the box. I know it's not the modern way.
Or again, as we were saying earlier, bring on somebody like Calvert-Lewin, Lingard, that can run straight into that midfield and cause some havoc.
Yeah, no, yeah, wouldn't disagree with that at all.
I don't know what Foden was putting his arm out for then. That could have been fucking handball if he was a second later. Honestly, he honestly just put his arm out like that. It's like, what are you doing?
Your opponent just keeping the ball in midfield. That's where they want it, in the middle of the park.
Exactly.
No messing about.
It only really looks at the moment like there's a handful of players that actually want to get the ball. Everyone else is just standing about watching.
I think it's what Dennis said. I think that's why I would have made some subs anyway, because to keep a bit fresh. Three games in a week, we're taking out of them as well. And obviously the travel from Albania as well and stuff. So would have been tempted to make a sub 20 minutes ago, but still no subs as yet.
I don't think there will be now, to be honest with you. It's too late to make any substitutions with any impact.
Yeah, probably. Do you remember at the Euros against Iceland, Rashford come off for the last 5 minutes and he was our best player?
Yeah,
he was knackered at that game, though. To be fair, but which is the reason why he was substituted off. But agreed, mate. He could have stayed on for the extra 5 minutes. It wouldn't make
no. John, he on.
He came on for 5 minutes.
I thought he came off. Sorry,
he came on. Had 5 minutes as a sub, and he was our best player. It's like, why didn't you sub him on earlier?
So I was getting my games mixed up. That Iceland game's very, very hazy for me.
Wow. I remember. I was like, when we went 2-1 down, I was just adamant. Oh, yeah, we'll turn this round. We'll turn this round. Like, I remember after the Joe Hart era, I put a tweet. I put not a tweet, but a Snapchat saying like, Robert Green didn't die for this. Like, and then I was stole a joke off of Frankie. I stole a joke off of Frankie Boyle.
Oh, might have gone on target that if it wasn't blocked. Mount with the effort.
Let's have a look. Let's look at the replay now. Great run from him. Absolutely brilliant. So alive for it. To be honest, I think that's on target. I generally think that's on target.
Also, a good block by Poland. It's another call. The last few calls for England haven't been that great. So,
the love train in there.
That was what Ben Oddle termed it, wasn't it? Love train.
Yeah, it's like a love train, isn't it?
Brilliant. It's Foden. Good ball in.
Oh, come on!
Oh, yes! Aaron Maguire with the goal.
Oh my God, Seamus will be dancing for hours.
Where's the ball? And then Maguire's like, oh shit, there's the ball. Whack.
Well, we asked for a good ball. Foden brought it in back post, and it was headed. I think it might have been Stones. Might have redeemed himself. They've got over the Stones in the celebration. And he finishes it like Harry Kane. He would have been proud of that strike. And
you were saying
what? So got the replay now. So Stones' header to Maguire and smashes it.
Stones heads it back to the penalty spot, and then Maguire head over the ball.
Yeah,
he puts his foot through it, and Szczesny got no chance because
It's not a bad touch from him either. To be fair, Szczesny, that's not a bad touch from him. He's nothing you can do about it. Like you're saying, nothing you can do about it. Good hand.
The ball was here before he knew about it.
You can actually see that. Yeah, he puts his arm up as it's coming in, just there, and
there we go. Well, they certainly had time. Well, we asked for a good ball in, lads, and Foden delivered, and then Stones did the right thing. Easy could have gone for a goal himself.
Exactly.
But put it back into the danger, and Maguire, what an effort that was. So England 2-1 with the lead to go.
The commentator, Lee Dixon just went, "Oh, it's Yorkshire football."
Barnsley and Sheffield.
Well, Foden's off and Reece James is coming on, so sub is being made.
Sub is being made, and there's got to be 5 at the back.
Yeah, there we go.
To use the old cliche, that's squeaky bum time, that, isn't it? It's just literally within 5 minutes within 5 minutes of full time scoring a goal. That's just
well, especially as we said, the set pieces have been that brilliant this game. And it just weren't really happening with us. With obviously Poland have put more bodies in midfield. I wouldn't say it was really happening, and probably would have been our best chance to score. But the corners previously weren't that great. But then that one was decent from Foden. We all hate corners not beating the first man. But so that's why I don't mind it at the back post, because you got a chance for something like that.
Where's Walker? Walker should be all over that.
Oh, it's well cleared.
Better. Yeah.
I think it's Walker that clears that one. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So yeah, obviously Poland got to throw everything forward now, so they've got to switch on. No silly mistakes. Now Phillips does well there. But no, I think obviously like a set piece goal, etc. But I think on the balance of the
Jesus.
Oh Christ! They've got in a few times down there our left hand side.
Yeah,
a couple of opportunities in the second half where they've had cutbacks, but hasn't led to anything. But luckily on that occasion, did fall to a player.
As Lee Dixon's literally just said, England have got away with one there. Totally right. Totally right. I don't think there's anything wrong with the left hand side of it. I mean, Chilwell's very, very, very awake to everything.
Yeah, they're just showing the replay of Maguire's. Oh, that's a great strike. Fantastic. Head over the ball. Didn't try and hit it.
You know, he has his moments. Like I'm saying, you know, he's a better player for England than he is for Man United.
There we go. Calvert-Lewin's about to come on. Scored the other day against San Marino last week. He's going to take off Kane, you would think. But...
yeah, Kane and Lingard's coming on as well. So who's he coming on for? That's going to be probably Foden, I think, wouldn't it?
Or maybe not. James coming on for Foden.
James, okay.
Got to be taking Sterling off.
Probably, yeah.
I wouldn't. No, I don't agree with Mataface. It's a straight home win. It's not a straight in any shape or form. There's nothing straight about that performance. The scoreline will give it. Yeah, it's a Sterling for Lingard.
Yeah, good call.
Well, I mean, Calvert-Lewin on the touchline, mate.
Yeah, just saying because Calvert-Lewin came on for Kane.
And right, okay. So yeah,
you're behind, didn't you?
Coming on for Sterling.
Yeah. I'm about a minute behind you guys because I'm watching it on the hub.
But yeah, no. Say the scoreline will give the impression that it's a straight home win, like Mataface just said. But the game itself, no way.
No, it's not. Sam Mataface. Rubbish.
It now means Sorry to cut off, but it now means if you look at the group, there's now 5 points between us and Poland.
Yeah.
Whereas there was 2 points before.
Walker's got it. Well done. Yeah,
I don't think San Marino are going to get an equaliser against Albania, but even then we've beaten Albania. We don't need to worry so much about it.
Right, there we are. Just coming up to 90 minutes stoppage time. So one
Who's your man of the match, boys?
Well, good shout. I'll probably say Mason Mount over the full 90 for me.
I can't think of anybody better than him. No.
Foden's impressed me, but they've just been missing the end product.
Yeah, Chilwell's had a very, very good game. Yeah. Rice has done everything right that he needs to. He's not been flashy in any shape or form.
Phillips has done well as well, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I think if Sterling played the second half like he did the first half, I would say him. But he just tailed up a little bit second half. So over the full 90 Mount for me, I'd say.
Yeah. It's like, agreed. I can't think of anyone better. I really can't. So yeah.
Lingard's won us a cheap corner, which is good to see. There's 4 minutes of added on time. Just played 45 seconds of that 4 minutes.
If Sterling was more on ball and scored a goal or so out of that, then yes, he would definitely have.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do a short corner, please. Come on.
No, it's not a bad player to hold it up. Calvert-Lewin in the corner.
I'm saying. What's going on? Nothing.
Oh, that's another corner. Yes, there we go.
All right.
Shithousery of the highest order. Dennis would be proud.
I've got a tear in my eye, lads.
Oh dear.
What? It didn't work first time round. Why try it again?
It did work. We got another corner, JP.
It didn't. It was.
Well, that's the whole point of keeping it in the corner.
Just very quickly.
I know, man, but the goal's a bit more important than the corner.
Very quickly to go back to what we're talking about under 21s, mate. Great anecdote with Boothroyd. I didn't watch it, but apparently Watford went 1-0 up against Ipswich in 2008 and started playing it in the corner from the 70th minute.
That's not a surprise at all.
Started just playing it in the corner. It's when Roy Keane was Ipswich manager as well.
All right. And Maguire clears it. Walker's chasing after it.
He's gone the Celtic job now, hasn't he?
He's linked with it. I don't think he's been announced. I'm sure he's been interviewed for it. By the sound of it.
No, what is he going to split up him and Micah Richards on Sky? Can't do that, mate.
Yeah, Micah Richards says he's assistant.
Oh, that'd be hysterical. That would be unbelievable.
Interesting if he does actually get it, because Sunderland he did decently, Ipswich not so great, and then a couple of assistant jobs at Villa and Republic of Ireland and stuff. So
he's got a brain. He's too much of a mouth, isn't he? That's the problem.
Yeah, well, I think that's you've heard stories like that. I'm sure you guys heard the Stephen Ward leaked WhatsApp voice message and stuff like that. So, and they're falling out with John Walters and people like that. So,
it's not hard to fall out with John Walters. Then it's not hard to fall out with Roy Keane either.
Roy Keane falls out with Roy Keane.
Eddie Howe's been linked with it, as Russ says as well. So I think that'd be a good move.
Not a bad shout, to be fair.
Eddie Howe gets there. I think that'd be a good appointment for him. Obviously, Brendan Rodgers did brilliantly at Celtic. He's revitalised his career. So yeah, it'd be a good shout for Celtic, Eddie Howe.
Very good shout. I think out of the two candidates we're talking about, Eddie Howe's the more logical.
There's one you're missing, Alan Pardew.
No, Alan Kirbishley.
no, but you can just see Alan. But I remember Alan Pardew was linked with the Celtic job when Strachan left and Tony Mowbray took over. Because he'd won the Johnston's Paint Trophy with Southampton or something, crap like that.
Well,
that meant, we can get the Celtic job.
Last play, I think. Oh, shot goes over, and that's probably it, I'd say.
Definitely, yeah.
Shot goes about Augustiak. I think that's probably butchered it, but it's about right. What is it? Oh, it hits it. Shinner over the bar.
Yeah,
and that's probably that is probably game over, I'd say. Yeah. Just took over the 4 minutes.
Don't know why the referee's waiting for Pope to kick it. He should have blown when it went out. I mean, at the end of the day, why not? We had the full-time whistle at Arsenal when the ball went out for a corner. So why not do it the same now?
I don't know. Just refs like to wait until keepers take goal kicks. I don't know why. It's unwritten rule of refereeing. Here we go. Pope takes a goal kick. Play still going ahead. Oh, clear the ball.
Come on, Rice. Hold him up. That's it.
I think Reece James does brilliant there. And there we are, full time. Well, made it tougher than what it probably should have been, especially after that first half. England 1-2-1
for ourselves, mate. It's what West Ham and England have in common.
But I did say at the start of it, mate, it was going to be a close either a 1-0 or 2-1, didn't I? So either way, but yeah.
Yeah, well, perfect start to our qualification. 3 wins out of 3, 9 points out of 9. So I think overall, in the balance of play, I think we deserved it. Made it obviously hard for ourselves with the John Stones' mistake for Poland's goal. But John, your thoughts on the 90 minutes overall?
Yeah, it's exactly the same, mate. We made it way too difficult for ourselves. I said right at the start of both halves that more communication they need to be talking to each other, need to be on the ball the whole time, don't switch off. And that 2 or 3 minutes that caused their equaliser was literally being switched off in many various forms. But the most important stat is the result at the end of the day. That's sort of, like you say, 9 points out of 9.
Yeah, totally agree, mate. Dennis, your thoughts, mate?
Yeah, again, we won the game. It will look like it was a bit more straightforward than it actually was, but yeah, that's it, really, mate.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, I think, on the balance of play, we deserved it. I think it would have been a tougher test if Lewandowski and a couple of the other players were available. tonight, but still, I think on the balance of play, we played well enough. Especially in the first half, created enough chances, just didn't take them. Should have been more comfortable, but stuck at it, showed good character, and fantastic winner by Harry Maguire 5 minutes from time.
Yeah, and there's been a few, like I said, few shock results thing. Just say it, North Macedonia are 2-1 up against Germany with seconds remaining.
Oh wow, that's a turn up. That's a turn up for the books.
There's a bit of a turn up. There's been a few strange results, or near results, haven't they? Like Georgia were ahead of against Spain for most of the game. Right. And it looked like they had secured a point. Whereas, there's been a few things. I think Armenia are top of that group at the minute.
Oh yeah, I saw that early. Yeah,
Armenia have won 3 out of their 3 games. A bit mental. So there are some crazy results. So we could have some shocks at the Euros if this carries on.
And Denmark beating Austria 4-0. That's interesting.
Yeah, I'd say that both are teams that have a couple of standout players, but overall are very relatively evenly matched, I'd say.
I think that's what makes the 4-0 a bit of a shock because they're quite similar.
Yeah, I'll say it's not. It does, but it's not on the scale of North Macedonia beating bloody Germany.
Oh no, of course not. No.
Or Kazakhstan holding Ukraine to a draw.
Yeah, going.
That's pretty. A few turn-ups result across Europe. But again, needed to win, got the win. Yeah, we can have the autopsy afterwards. I've already seen people on Twitter slagging off Southgate or slagging off this and the other, but we won.
Yeah,
we win these games. It's when this happens at the tournament is when the problem is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
which is the whole point of the qualifiers is to wheedle out all those sort of issues and get things right when you need to do them. So, yeah, my only criticism is the substitutions were too late. That's it. To be fair, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I probably would have made them a bit earlier. But I think the goal, like the equaliser, just zip the confidence out of the players for 15 minutes or so, and then we start to get it back again.
And it's the catch-22 of it. Do you make a substitution at when the equaliser goes in, or do you give the players enough time to grout and bring the game back? It's a catch-22. You're criticised if you do, and you're criticised if you don't. So I understand it, but it's just that's my, as I say, the only criticism is the substitution should have been a lot earlier than that. 56th, 60th minute, something like that.
Yeah, I'd be more concerned tonight if we didn't create the chances. But the first half, as we said a number of times, it should have been at least 2-3-0 up.
Yeah,
and we'd be sitting at a comfortable scoreline. Good character from the players to bounce back. I mean, Poland, they did offer a little bit in the second half, but obviously, given their preparation and their star player Lewandowski out injured, I think they good account of themselves, and they were playing for a draw, and you can't blame them. I think we would have done the same thing. So, say 3 wins out of 3, 9 points, and overall a decent performance. So, anything else you want to talk about, chaps, before we finish things off?
No, just for those that are watching this, subscribe to the channel, get more viewers.
Yes, mate. I'd echo that.
No, good stuff. All right, well, thanks, John. Thanks, Dennis, for joining us again, and we'll see you guys on another watch along soon. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to Garage Football if you're new. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Follow us on the socials, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.